Hello, and welcome to Mr. Clix Flix. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Clix, working every day to bring you the best Heroclix channel available on YouTube. And in today's video, we're going to go ahead and do our first team building video, and we're going to go ahead and do a 300-point competitive team. And when I say competitive, I mean competitive, like trying to play for World Championship at Gencon or Heroclix National Championship. So when you're going to go ahead and build a competitive team nowadays, there's a few teams you have to have in mind that you're going to see and you're going to play against. It's going to be Ghost Rider and Spiral with Heroes for Hire team ability and a full Batman utility belt, or a Justice League team base, or a Shi'ar Imperial Guard team base. And then also there's some talk now, people finally caught on to how good the X-Men Blue team base is with Gambit and his ability to deal 5 damage to a character when you pop him off at 300 points. He's able to do 5 damage to the main character and 5 damage to everybody adjacent to that character via the new energy explosion rules. So now that people finally caught on to that, he's the new hotness of the day. And then you also hear some people starting to talk about Shatterstar. And that's the team I went ahead and built. If Gen Con was tomorrow and I was able to go, this is the team that I would run. It has all of the attributes of the Ghost Rider Spiral team, but for half the points. So it's all that good Ghost Rider flavor you want, but for half the calories. The archetype of this team is... I guess I would call it Alpha Strike Turtle. Mostly Alpha Strike, though, because everybody knows Shatterstar's ability to port over and take a character lower point values. But it also has 2 barrier figures, so you're able to turtle if you don't want initiative. The point value on this team is 298 points. It's non-themed, so you're not likely to win initiative, especially against those team bases with the +7. But it's okay. We have it covered. There's a plan for that. So we'll go ahead and cover the core of the team. So the core of the team is Shatterstar, Colleen Wing and Misty Knight on Colleen Wing's dial, the Batman utility belt, full belt, and you can pick your poison on the items you want attached. I don't really personally care outside of the Suit of Sorrows. I don't have the Suit of Sorrows in it right now, but if I was going to play, I'd have the Suit of Sorrows. I don't really care what items you have on it. I am just using the belt for the +2 to stats. And you also have the Heroes for Hire team ability on Colleen Wing. So let's go ahead and cover the 2 main characters. Shatterstar has the Future, Marauders, New Mutants, Warrior, X Factor, and X-Force team words. He starts off with a 9 movement with charge, 11 attack with a special, 17 defense with combat reflexes, 2 damage, 0 range, and a trait. And his trait is called X Portal. And it says, once per game, give Shatterstar a power action. Place Shatterstar, an adjacent friendly character of a lower point value, and an adjacent square on the map. So that's really powerful. So for 1 power action, you can place Shatterstar, who is 73 points, and another friendly character that is less than 73 points that was adjacent to him at the beginning in any square on the map, and put them adjacent to each other. So that's really powerful. The special on his attack is called 2 Twin Blades. It says Shatterstar can use Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Flurry. So again, we see another combination of Charge, Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Flurry. So Shatterstar is potentially able to deal out 12 damage if you got 2 6s on your Blades rolls by yourself. And that's just incredible for an under 100 point figure. You know, you're not going to get that every time, but you know, the one time you do get it, wow. And then we're going to go ahead and look at Colleen Wing. They start off, they are 70, or she is 70 points by herself. She starts off with a 8 movement with charge, 11 attack with Blades, Claws, Fangs, 16 defense with combat reflexes, 2 damage with outwit. She has no range, and she has a trait. And the trait is Daughters of the Dragon, and it basically explains how you run this as one figure instead of a duo figure. And it tells you when to stop on the dial. And instead of having the 2-fisted symbol, she just has the 1-fisted symbol. So nothing so great there on her trait. But the main idea is that Colleen Wing is only 70 points, so she's less than Shatterstar. So Shatterstar, what you would first do is, you make your initiative rolls, and you whoever goes first, it doesn't really matter. I always plan, at least with this team, that they're going to lose initiative. There's always that chance that your opponent could roll a 2 and you could roll a 12, which is fine. That just makes it that much easier. You pass, they pass, and then you can port across the field and slam them. But so the idea is to double power action the utility belt that's on Colleen Wing to the +2 stats and flurry click. And then what you're going to do is then you're going to go ahead and pass. And let's go ahead, this is a good point to talk about the other figures that I have on the team. We understand how the main figures are going to go ahead and work. So the other figures are 50-point Scarlet Witch, 49-point Oracle, 24-point Madam Webb, and 10-point Damaged Warbot. Then here's the cards. I'll go ahead and just keep them off to the side. I'll talk about the top dials on these. So Scarlet Witch starts off on her 50-point dial with a, let's make sure we're on the right place, with a 7 movement with nothing on it, 9 attack with Psychic Blast, 17 defense with Barrier, 2 damage with a special, and 6 range with 1 target. She has the Avengers, Brotherhood of Mutants, Lady Liberators, and Mystical keywords, and she has the Mystics team ability. The special on her damage is called Chaos Magic, and it says Scarlet Witch can use Perplex and Probability Control. So you're getting two of the best support powers in the game for the price of 1 with her. The next figure is Oracle. She is 49 points. She starts off with a 9 movement with, oh, that's not on the right click. Let's go ahead and start off on the right number. She starts off with a 9 movement with nothing on it, 10 attack with Smoke Cloud, 16 defense with Barrier, 2 damage with Probability Control, 6 range, 1 target, and she has the wing symbol. Now, you might ask, Click, why did you not, for 1 more point that you already have, because it's only 298 points, why didn't you opt for a second Scarlet Witch? Now, the reason I didn't opt for a second Scarlet Witch has to do with team mobility. I would like to have had the extra Perplex, but by using Oracle, she can carry Scarlet Witch so that I can keep those two together. And they both have Barrier, so that's good. And also with the new Smoke Cloud rules, if somebody was to rush me and I was to get Smoke Cloud out there and place a Smoke Cloud marker or 2 underneath of them, they get -1 to their attack. So it's going to be really good whenever you go up against teams that are coming in with +2 at least, or maybe even +3 to their attacks. You're taking at least 1 off to give them a harder time of hitting. So I really like that. So she's on here because she can keep Scarlet Witch a little more mobile than normal. She's pushable, so I can carry Scarlet Witch with her once, carry Scarlet Witch with her twice, and then all of a sudden I'm where I wanted to be. It gives me 2 forms of Barrier so that I can double up my Barrier. I really like her a lot. The next figure we're going to go ahead and talk about is Madam Webb. She's 24 points. She starts off, I think, at any of the starting places, she has basically the same. Yeah, she has basically the same stats. So she's always going to have 3 movement, 7 attack, 16 defense with toughness, and a 0 damage. And the 0 damage can be one of a few different things, and we'll go ahead and get into that. She has 0 range with 1 lightning bolt and a trait. She's 24 points and she's super rare. Now you guys are going to go ahead and look at this and be like, why would you ever use this if you didn't know the traits? So she has 2 traits. We're going to go ahead and get into them. They are, the first one is called Cryptic Choices, and it says, as you reveal your force, roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled. On the result of a 1, begin on the green starting line. On the result of a 2, begin on the red starting line. On the result of a 3, begin at the blue starting line. On the result of a 4, begin at the yellow starting line. On a 5 or 6, begin at the starting line of your choice. And the other trait is called Clairvoyance. And it says, Madam Webb can use super senses. Once per game, give Madam Webb a power action and place her within 4 squares in line of fire of any friendly character. So this is important because, as we know, the main idea of this team is to have Shatterstar port over carrying Colleen Wing. And once you get them ported over, depending on what you rolled on your initial roll with Madam Webb, you can port her over for a power action so that she can use whatever her support power is to help these guys out. So I thought that was a good idea. And depending on your roll, you get different support powers. It'll either be Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control, or this special that she gets starting on the green starting line. And it's called Heed My Words. Before a friendly character within 4 squares in line of fire makes an attack roll, you may choose a number from 2 to 5. If the chosen number comes up on either die, increase the attack total by 1. If it comes up on both die, increase the attack total by 3. So that's really important that it says increase and not modify by +3. Because what that means is that if you perplex up Colleen Wing's attack by 1 with Scarlet Witch, and she already has +2 from the utility belt, that puts her at a 14 attack. If you port Madam Webb over there and she has that Heed My Words power, and let's say you picked a 4 and you rolled double 4s, all of a sudden Colleen Wing would have a 17 attack, which is just ridiculous. You know, so it's very very iffy if you're going to get it, but if you do get it, it makes life that much easier. So she's really great for 24 points. Then the last thing is just something I threw on there because I had the extra points, is a damaged warbot from the Blitzkrieg USA scenario pack. Has a 5 movement with running shot, 9 attack, 5 range, 1 target, 15 defense with toughness, 2 damage, and then its trait is Malfunction Override. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6 on the result of a 4 through 6 modified damage warbot's combat values by +1. So he could have, he's got a 50-50 shot at having a 6 movement, 10 attack, 16 defense, 3 damage, and 6 range. So for 10 points, that's not bad. Might be able to tie up somebody so that they have to waste their 1 attack on them or something. I'm not really planning to get that much out of him. He was just filler. So as we were getting to before, the idea is you go ahead and you set up your figures in your starting area in a way so that, and you use the terrain where you place these guys so that you make your barrier and you double it up so that if they're able to get to anybody, it's these 2 guys or 3 guys. Okay, you want to take out the support first because these 2 can stand on their own without the support. I just have it on there as extra. So you do your barriers and whatnot to make it so they can't be got to. And then you go ahead and You DPA to a +2 flurry, and then depending on if you want initiative or not, you take Shatterstar, you port to the other side of the field or wherever they are. If they were stupid enough to come to you, then you just go ahead and you charge Blades, Claws, Fangs, Flurry with Colleen Wing. Although you don't really need to Blades, Claws, Fangs, it would actually hurt you. Because if you perplex up the damage by 1, she has a 5 damage by default. So the most you can hope for is an extra 2 damage, and it's just not worth it. So if you perplex her damage up by 1, I would suggest not doing Blades. You just charge Flurry. But if you need the +1 to the attack, you know, your call on the Blades rolls. That's still dealing 8 damage if she hits on both of them. And then you have Shatterstar that can charge Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Flurry. And I would say definitely use Blades, Claws, Fangs with him since he's only dealing the 2 damage. And then if they are on your side of the field and managed not to hit anybody, you have 2, possibly 3 forms of prob and a perplex or possible perplex, 1 outwit, 2 outwit. And that's something I forgot too. It's Calling Wing and a Misty Knight have outwit. So what you do when you port them over with Shatterstar, if you're able to. Now if it's the Justice League team base, you can't do this. But you outwit their defense with Colleen Wing, your opponents, like let's say Ghost Rider, and then you hit them for straight up 8 damage, 8 to 10 damage depending on what you did. So that's ridiculous. These 2 figures alone, Shatterstar and Colleen Wing, with the Heroes for Hire team ability and the Bat Belt, are still cheaper than just Ghost Rider by himself on the Ghost Rider Spiral teams. And these are just who I picked as the support figures. I toyed with the idea of 10th Anniversary Dark Phoenix. But I don't know, I just wanted the extra support powers and the barrier. So that's why I went with these guys. But your mileage may vary. You know, you might want to keep Madam Webb, trade these 2 guys out for 10th Anniversary Dark Phoenix. You know, that's your call, to each their own. This just suits my playstyle better. And that's the general strategy of the team. So why don't you guys go ahead and either make a video response or in the comments below, post what team you would bring if Gencon was tomorrow and you were able to go, you know, for the World Championship. Go ahead and post that. You know, maybe we can learn something from each other. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to view my Heroclix videos as they become available. And also, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.